On tonight's episode of LeFilmNation, we're going to interview Niki Tall, who's an Afrobeat singer and musician. He's going to share with us his perspective on how to produce amazing music videos. Let's get started. So today we welcome Niki Tall. He's a very talented musician, DJ, and singer who hails from Germany. He's produced a lot of music videos, so we wanted to invite him to talk about video production from his perspective. So let's give him a warm welcome to Niki Tall, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, how you
Welcome,
doing?
Niki.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks
Doing
a lot for
good.
having me here, man.
You
Yeah,
bet,
pleasure.
man. You bet. So first question of the day is, how are things on your side of the world? What's going on your side over there right now?
Well, to me, talking from the perspective as an artist, I definitely got 100% affected by Corona. So everything got canceled, like my tours that was planned. Normally I was supposed to be in Nigeria right now. And a lot of things has been paused, like all my live shows, DJ gigs and anything. So the last remaining part was literally like the production studio work. And that's how I'm running this emergency plan right now for 2 months. Let me call it that way.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in sort of, in the past couple of months, what are you doing to sort of tie things over? I mean, you must be making music, right? That would be the
Yeah.
idea.
Obviously, I've been making music. Like I'm running a record label as well. So I have like 3 artists that I'm producing and taking care of at the same time. So it was getting creative as well from my own end, because most of the time as an artist, like you're more like busy with especially like live shows and traveling and connecting, because everything is like so wild. So there was like a positive effect as well on COVID-19, that everybody had time all of a sudden. Like people that never had time in the industry, all of a sudden nuddenly was busy anymore, right? And then you could really like catch up with so many stuffs and projects that you had on pause, and that was good too. So of course, like financially we had a total broke down, because everything like nothing was working again anymore. But from the creative aspect, that was positive. Like I tried to see the best in it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the whole reason why we're doing this right now, is we made this LeFilmNation idea because we were, not working ourselves so much. We're like, well, let's get everybody together and let's just chat about, the industry.
Right.
So that's
Right,
what we're doing right now. So yeah, for sure. Okay, so the first question we have for you is, the first video we want to go over is Now You Know. It takes a simplistic approach to filmmaking where you just
cool you
use
took
your
that one.
Oh, yeah. I'm going right into the meat here. And you just use your Samsung smartphone and another small camera. I don't know what that was, but you mentioned it at the end of the video that you used a small camera. And it was really interesting. It was a fun idea in which you document the last 10 years of your career as a music documentary, which is kind of neat to do a music documentary. I believe it was a great choice, and it was a real natural feel to it. Can you tell us why you went this way?
It was. I'm so happy that you picked this one, because it's this video never really got the attention that I feel like it deserved, but it somehow it got the attention. Like when it came out, it was like really all over. So it was good. The thing was just that when I dropped my album like last year in April, then when I was in Nigeria, I said, you know what? Let me pick the 2 best singles out of the album and shoot a video for it in Nigeria. And then I had all these footage left over from the past 10 years that I collected from pictures with artists and live shows where I performed and selfie videos that I recorded and all that, and interviews where I've been. So I said, you know what, since the intro of the album was like an introduction of my whole career, who I am and where I started from, what I've been through, how I got there. And I said, when I was in Nigeria, you know what, I had this idea, why not embedding all these footage together in like a simple video, like a selfie video, that you actually start to pay more attention to the content while you are kind of like paying attention to the visuals. Because most of the time when you have like such a high quality video with special effects here and stuff's going on here, then such a message that I wanted to deliver through bring the attention to the content, that would not be possible to embed it together like that. So I said, you know what, let me keep it simple and let me prove as well for myself and for other upcoming artists especially, you can make literally a video with $2 if you want to. You know, if the creativity is there. So I spent a lot of money on 2 professional videos that I said, you know what, this one's gonna go on international TV and music TV and whatever, but this one goes on YouTube, and I want to invest the majority of the budget in promoting the video instead of using the budget in shooting the video. You know, so it was a decision out of I still had so much ideas, but I still wanted to fit it into what I had. The budget that I had to promote the album, and that was the idea how I came up with the Now You Know video. And it was out of excitement as well to see how is the response.
Did you edit it yourself? Did you make it all yourself?
I edited this one myself actually. Like this one was fully done 100% by myself.
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
That's
That's
really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
I was just thinking when I was watching it that this is the type of video that having a big production that would just detract from it, and just like you said,
Yes,
like
that's
having it
exactly-
self-made, just
yeah.
it made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
exactly
good.
how you said it. It's like it would. The fact that you shot it yourself makes it more authentic, and
Yeah.
not having a big production doesn't like distract from the concept of the video and the meaning behind it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool. That's really how we kind of felt it when we watched it. So it's
Yeah.
really cool. You achieved your goal, I
thanks
guess.
a lot.
Achieved
Thanks a
your goal,
lot
I guess.
for the feedback, because
really cool.
I really
I-
think
I
like
was-
like yeah.
I was sharing it on my pages today. I was busy sharing it. I'm like, I'm interviewing Niki Tall today. You guys got to watch this video, right? So, you know, I was out there on social media, you know, promoting you. So, yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that's good stuff. One thing I want to mention though is because it's 10 years of footage, it wouldn't have looked good if you tried to make it the full 16:9, you know, this big screen.
That's it,
because
and-
because you just went left and right. You had that room where you could just put the old footage in a box. You know, old footage is, you know, it wasn't
Yeah,
good
exactly.
quality. So, you know, you sacrifice, you know,
That's
the
it.
size
And
of the video.
And
yeah.
the
so-
majority of the footage, like I had to find it online somewhere, and it was like compressed and uploaded and re-uploaded and again. So I didn't really have the original files anymore, like I used to have them on an hard drive, like from 2012 or something like that. So I was happy that I found like all the pictures and everything. So some of those things, they were like I found it on an external hard drive, which was like a screenshot before or something like that, you know. So it's not really like that the quality was there anymore. But I think the way I put it together is I took like the weakest part of the chain as the base, and then anything that was more higher quality, I reduced it down to the worst that I had. So
I
it came out to one standard at least.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense to have like this old footage and then next to it like some super good production. It would have looked
yeah, it wouldn't
weird,
have
I
made
guess.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good idea.
I like it too when you just take your phone and you're just doing like, you know, this is me, and the camera's just shaking around. You're on the street in Nigeria and you can see the buses and all the trucks going
Yeah.
by with the people. I love those real like who gives a crap shit shots. You know, you're in the middle of nowhere just filming by yourself, you know, singing to your phone, right?
Yeah, and
That's just
I
hilarious.
think,
It's awesome,
I think,
man. It's cool. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah.
I think that was the key of the video somehow, that I filmed myself in basic places where literally nobody films themselves when they are living there. Like for example, like if I go out to shoot a video, I would probably like never use the street right in front of my house, because it's like a normal daily thing to me, and I would say no, for a video it has to be like something so extra, you know. And I said, you know what, no, I would just be like, if you go to, I shot it in Lagos Island in Lekki, and like the Lekki Expressway is a road everyone drives over every day. So this is like a place that everybody knows, but you barely, it's like one of these things that you see, but it seems so normal to you that you will never include it into your thoughts when you think about becoming creative. So I said, you know what, let me sit there in the middle of the street and let all the cars pass by and just film myself in that way. So
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm glad you paid the attention to that video. That means a lot to me.
Well, you know, it's good stuff. All right, so the next one is in your two other videos. Hopefully, I say it right. Bobo Eye.
yeah.
Is that
Shot me, boom my yeah, boom my yeah.
right?
Yeah. You mean the Bobo Aye? That was
The Bobo Aye.
Yeah, that was the feature
Yeah.
together with Ola Dibs. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one is The Money Coming In. That's another
Yeah.
video. And then we noticed that the approach to filming was very different from Now You Know. So
Yeah.
in Money Coming In, it looks more, improvised. You're in the street interacting with locals and natural lights and things. But
Yeah.
in Bobai,
Shot me, boom my head.
it's more like a full-on production with a dance team, and you got the smoke grenades going and different actors and
Yeah,
things.
and
Yeah,
lighting and
and-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that was actually the highest standard that I went for, and shout outs to Avalon Okwe at this time, who was the director of the video, and is like one of the household names in the Nigerian music filming
Wow.
production.
Oh,
And I was happy that I had the chance to work with him through the time when I was there, because I had like limited time, and I shot like 3 videos within the short time. And yeah, it's good. Like, so the Now You Know is kind of like a thing that was like a personal thing, where I said, you know what, let me include all the things, and the other things where I like, let me give the creativity to someone else and see what they can do. And working with Avalon was like a very great experience in that one, because like we agreed on a budget. And literally, I just had to know, okay, on that day you're gonna be here, and I don't know what to expect. He's just gonna do it, and I will just function, And I really liked the way it came out. So there was like almost like no input from my end. It was like fully a concept that he designed and
Okay.
created, and I put it myself into it. And
That's amazing. That's a lot of trust to put in one other creator.
yeah. But sometimes I love to do that, because as an artist, the majority of my music I produce it on my own, and when I have the chance to go to another producer, I don't talk into their ways, because I'm like a person. When I go there, I want to rather learn, pay attention to how have you passed the past 10 years into music industry, like why do you do some certain things like that, and I don't want them to change for you either. Like we can learn from each other, or I can give you an advice, but from the basic I would like to see like what you guys are doing, so that was the thing, like how I said, this project I will give it in his hands, and he's gonna take care of it. And that was like more like an action video in that way, and the Owale, like the Money Is Coming In song, was more like a storyline video. So I had those 3 ideas, and I said, you know what, let me do the one on my own. This one goes to Avalon, and the other one goes to Kennedy.
So Money Coming In was actually your input and your ideas? Was that like kind of your ideas?
I visited over a friend, a director, where I said the song is about that topic, and I feel like I have to shoot it in that location, and I wanted to be dressed that way, and I want to sell my own CD. So the story was in my mind when I made the song already, because it's kind of like a grass to grace story, like from 0 to 100. Like me selling my own CD and then becoming an artist, and I'm there. And I had those ideas, and I went to the director and I said, this and this and this and this and this is what I want. And then it was pretty much the same story as working with the other guy. Like they arranged everything, and I got there, and it was perfectly the way I wanted it to be.
That's cool.
Cool.
That kind of
So the main difference is that for Money Coming In, you already had the idea yourself and you handed it off to someone else. But then for Bobo Aye,
Yeah,
it was all on their part.
totally.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 totally different directions by the director and the whole team.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah.
different.
But
Yeah,
that's how I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be. I don't want, because probably I might be on the wrong path with my ideas and my thoughts. So I didn't want it to put all eggs in one basket and like be like, oh, every video has to be like that. No, because some people, like, sometimes it's good to trust on other people's experience.
Yeah.
I would call
So
it that way.
you like to give the creativity to the director, and
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
come up with just a basic idea and then let them
Yeah.
do their stuff.
Like, for example,
That's
like
cool.
I'm gonna visit one, and I'm like, okay, the song is about so thing, and that's like a small idea that I have, but because I think this gives a lot of, and I always like to motivate people to bring out the best version in themselves. And I think, like, for a director who is like, a lot of people forget actually that you guys are creators and creatives as well. So and you guys mostly know behind the camera that what works and what looks good and what doesn't look good, so and that's like a thing, me with my little bit of understanding of visuals and what looks good and what doesn't look good, I pretty much have a feeling for what is possible and what not. But sometimes a person that is like facing these problems, like in their daily business, they probably know better than you, right? And that's where I say, you know what,
we're kind of like unique because we're, you know, videographers, right? We film it, then we take it, we edit it, then we work with the client, and then we edit it, and we make revisions, and then we eventually get a product that hopefully everybody likes. But
Right,
you
there's
know, in
more
an
back
actual
and forth between the clients and us.
it's a little bit, But in an actual production company, there's a cameraman, there's a producer, a director, there's a light man, there's a grip, there's totally breakdown of jobs, right? So the cameraman doesn't see the end product. He doesn't say, you know, choose that shot. No, the editor and the, you know, producer, directors, they choose all those shots. So, so we're kind of unique, you know. We're not
kind of like a one man army kind of thing.
Exactly.
That's what we do.
That's
what we do.
No, but
I have to say, I really admire your humble mindset, like the way you just hand it off to someone else. Like I think that's gonna bring you really far in this career. That's really amazing.
Thanks a lot.
That's what we're hoping for, baby. That's what we're hoping for.
You kind of ruined my questions. I had prepared some questions, and I was like gonna ask something like, so what's your process doing music video? How much of it comes from you, and how do you work with the director and everything?
Go for it, because I think it's good. It's good.
But then you just so most of the time you just have one base idea and you just give it off to the.
Yeah, like for example, like when I create the music, I'm already like in my mind into how is the video shoot gonna be looking like, and sometimes I'm even gonna be like, okay, if I drop this line, that probably might makes it complicated. Like for example, like if you say, oh yeah, we are driving in a Bentley Continental GT. Am I ever gonna see this car in my life, or should I probably say we're gonna drive in a Benz? So that's just an example of how I think of some certain things, like to me it's really like that. Like I have a song and then I have like a basic idea like what fits to the song, but the final touch is not like when I go to someone like for a director. And I like to work with different people as well. It's not like, oh yeah, I found this one person and like I'm forever just going to be working with you. That's like in a way, I always like to experience new things, and there are like so many new people coming up as well. And so many, what is like very inspiring to me is like, I'm like coming to the point of age, I'm like 29 right now, and I learned music production fully from my home. Right, and I had some few mentors in between the same time. So right now, I'm working next week with a music video director over here, and the guy's like 21 years old, right? And the guy shoots like so dope stuff, and I'm like, when did you have the time in your life to get to that level, right? And then you can totally see like there's a totally new generation of people with a different access to knowledge. Like right now on YouTube, you can literally like learn everything you want, right? Yeah. And the advantage that all these like 15, 16 years old people have is like they have all the time in their life, right? And they have all the information just right in front of them. Like it's just like one click away. Where we like 10 years ago had to find like that one person that you had to pay a lot of money to just tell you like 10% of what you really want to know, you know? So that's the way I feel like as a producer, music wise. So
we have two things we say. There's two filmmakers, one that go to film school and one that study at YouTube. So there's two versions, right?
Yeah. So. And historically, your profession also, like music production, historically has been very difficult for newcomers to produce music themselves, right? In the past.
Fully, like it's not even long ago, like 15 years ago, music production that was a secret. And right now, this is everybody's music.
Everybody
producer.
can do it, right?
10 years ago, you had no drones. You had no drones. If you wanted an aerial shot, you needed a helicopter, which cost you $30,000 to get a freaking helicopter, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like get a drone out. It's simple, right? $1,000 and you got a drone up in the air. Filming,
that's it.
Right?
That's it.
Right. So
pretty crazy.
Sky's the limit in pre-production now, man. You can anything you want. I want a car chase with a drone in a car. Okay, no problem. We got that done.
Yeah. But it's cool. I mean, from one angle, it's kind of like it's sad for the pioneers that they got like catched up by so many other people like so quick. But at the same time, I think when the access is there for everyone, that's the point where you really feel like the separate the good ones from the bad ones, you know, because that's right now, since the competition is fair right now for everyone, then you can really see, oh, who's the one making it, you know, and that's the interesting part for me as well, like music wise too.
Yeah, I really admire that you hand off your trust to these different directors to like make your music videos. And you mentioned this 21-year-old. I mean, that's just amazing. And that again on this thread of like 10 years ago, that would never happen. But now it's happening.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That's awesome. And on that, I would like to maybe ask you, like, have you ever had a difficult situation with a movie director, like somebody who's maybe didn't align their vision to you, or just like the project just didn't pan out?
No names. No names.
No names, but
just keep it anonymous.
No. We let me say, music actually not in that way that I had a problem with a music director or like with somebody I had to deal with, because I feel like the way you come towards people is the way they respond to you as well. So at the end of the day, you're still like a client, but I'm not really like a penetrant client. So I'm putting my deadlines pretty in the interest of how somebody can, because what mostly do people fight for is like either it's not finished on time, or either they go back and forth with things they probably have not agreed in the before, and then they want it afterwards, and then they're like, oh yeah, I'm not going to pay because you said this. I'm pretty straightforward and clear from that. I'm like, okay, you know what, that's the budget, what can we do for it, what can you do for it, and what can we expect? And then we are on the same page throughout the whole process instead of like fighting afterwards, you know. So that's the way I handle those things, and that's the way I got pretty along well with everyone. But if there's one thing that I have learned in music video shooting, especially when you have like a big crew or something like that, and you have like dancers or especially like females and models and this and that, and then you have like other people as well, or like feature artists or whatever. Always make clear at the beginning of the shot, whenever any person picks interest for another person on set, set up a time when you have a date and get down in your private time, instead of never flirt anyone on set. That's my number one rule when I go to a video shoot. Like, never flirt a female on a set, because that always
that often.
It happened for real, especially
really?
like in that music industry where we are like really like working with dancers that
they look beautiful,
interesting
right?
parts of the body, you know, and all that stuff, you know. So, and then you really have like people around that are mostly not used to those things, like seeing it from the work perspective, and then you can really mess up the whole energy. And that mostly shows later on and turns out bad, you know. And I always like to have all these things arranged before, and on the day when we are shooting, it's just all about like having a good time or whatever.
I did not expect that answer, but that's definitely one of those unpredictable things that, with enough experience, you know, it happens. So, wow, I'm going to remember that forever.
That's the first year on LFN. On the LFN, that's the first time. Yeah. Be careful. Don't intermingle. It's maintain a professionalism.
No, I'm telling you straight. Let me watch the camera. Let me take that clear. My dear upcoming artists, whoever you bring on set, whenever you shoot a music video, whatever, never flirt on set when you're working.
You got it.
That's a good thing.
If you pick up interest and you feel there's something, do it afterwards. But through all the process, it's going to affect a lot.
And that's just good to communicate to the crew overall, like before you start shooting as well. So really good piece of wisdom there.
One thing that comes up a lot on your YouTube comments is people really like the fact that you don't over-sexify. I don't know what the word is, but
like
you
objectify?
don't objectify women in your videos. You generally treat women pretty well in your videos compared to a lot of American hip-hop rap videos, you know, where they're shaking the booties and stuff. But you kind of go with a more, you know, tasteful way. So why do you kind of go with that approach versus, you know, the sex sells, right? We know that sex sells. So why are you not going that method compared to more of a natural?
I know that sex sells, but there's a point of morality to myself where I say, you know what, I'm raised that way, and I feel that way, and even knowing I might, I'm not selling myself for every price. You know, that's number one. That's the number one rule to myself. So and plus the music that I do, which is like Afrobeats music. This is like an American thing you guys talked about, right?
Yeah.
So women in Africa are not portrayed that way, you know? So that's first of all number one, and that's really like something that works well for me. You will barely see, like, okay, nowadays some artists have done it right now, but it's more like because there was a whole change into some, or like there was a new subgenre coming up into the Afrobeat somehow that includes all those things. But in general, the whole thing is there's like a culture and there's like a tradition, and that has to be respected, and that goes pretty well with my mentality as a Greek as well, because we don't portray our woman like this either. So this got me really going pretty well along with the music that I do. So that's the way I am. So that's the way what shows in my videos as well. So you will barely see me doing those kind of things, you know, as long as it's not like a project where I'm like a featured artist on, and I'm for example, like included into a song, but me from my own, no, that's not my thing.
Yeah, it's good. It shows up a lot in the YouTube comments. I hear that a lot. A lot of the women say, "Thank you so much for not doing that in the music video. I really like that." So that's good. That's good.
No, I mean, and I'm glad there's like a recognition for that, because that's really like one of the intentions too.
Yeah.
That I say, you know, if we don't use our influence on those things, then who's gonna do it for us, you know?
Yeah. I'm tired of it. I have a couple of filmmakers I follow on Instagram, and it's always the same. The money, you know,
it's
the booty shake. It's getting old, man.
It's too easy, you know. You put a girl, you put a car, and you're like, yay,
yay, money, fly, right? It's getting old. It's getting old. Be creative, man. You know, work with us filmmakers. We're having fun. Let's do something cool.
No, totally. So, I agree fully.
Cool.
Like for example, like when you see like the money is coming in video, like the idea, like, oh, you know what? Let me have a taste of it, like how it is to sell my own CD, like in the heat of the street traffic, for example. Like, you know what? To that is like something that has never been seen before, like a person doing that, you know. So that was an idea where I came in. You know what? This is way more creative and way more. I feel it way more than something that we have seen like 1,000 times over and over again.
As well as for like aspiring musicians watching, it feels more attainable. It's like, wow, this guy's out there selling his own stuff. I should do that.
More down to earth.
And I believe in quality as well. You know, since I'm like an independent artist, and I'm not really have like a big major record label behind that is only watching like the selling numbers. And they're always like trying to see, oh, how can I get the next scandal on the line to get attention? We all know that those things are working, and probably I would have been on a totally different place in my career as well if I would stick to all these unmoral correct rules. But come on, don't need it. I'm doing good the way I'm doing, so it's fine.
Not the way. It's not who you are. It's not what you're about, and you're in it for the long game, not the short game, right? So
that's it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so
that's a good point. You sign with big studios. You're in and out super fast. Like you rise, you fall. Bye bye.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. All right. Well, we're doing pretty well here, guys. I mean, we went through some of the questions that William had, and we burned through some of those. And William, did you want to go into some of your questions that you had?
I had something else also. Like, do you seem to have a very good YouTube channel? It's doing very well, and I was wondering how much time do you dedicate to that? How much of it do you do yourself? And it's like, and how does your schedule look considering YouTube? Like, do you do it like very regularly, or do you do also?
Actually, I wanted to do it more regularly because, like as an artist, YouTube didn't become the best platform anymore how it used to be. You know, because right now, if you really want to have growth on YouTube, like subscription wise or views wise, you really have to make like a permanent release plan. Like you have to do like, one video per week, 2 videos per week, something like that. As an artist, the only video content that you have to release actually is live shows or music videos, you know, and those things are not happening like 1 or 2 times in a week. So I was thinking about like, so the growth that I had was based on some viral videos that I had. So the rising of the channel was kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impact kind of thing, you know. So that's cool that it worked out that way. But there are some more other things that I said, you know what, let me probably do some travel vlog videos and stuff like that to have more like being uploaded all the time. But right now, how much time I invest into it, when I have projects going on, a lot. But when there's nothing there to release, then I barely even check it. You know, I just hope that videos are still going to be watched. But I think if you're not like uploading constantly, algorithm these days made it like hard.
So okay, that's good. That's interesting. So as a follow-up, like, do you work usually like, are you more very focused on one thing, like doing like, for example, writing music, then producing music, then going into concerts and that kind of stuff, and then doing music videos, or do you kind of do everything at once?
There's always like, of course, it's always like a mix of everything that you always got to be ready for everything. But let me say 80% of my capacity and my time, I use it to follow the plan that mostly I travel to Nigeria in April and December. So to me, creative and production time is November, December, and January to get the content out there by like February, March. So it's really like up there when I'm going there in April. That's the way I work. And then I do another period of it like in around July, August, October, when I go then in December again. So those are the two peaks that I have in the year, and in between I have my creative phases, because there's like always like and that's the thing as an artist that I always say, at the moment when you see an artist popping, that's the time when the artist is already like falling down again. Because because you as an artist, like when I'm in the studio and I feel like I'm creating magic, right? That's the time where I already see myself, in front of 50,000 people performing. That's the time where I see myself already like performing and getting all my scheduled shows booked out and everything, right? Better time when I'm there, and when I see, lineup, tomorrow Berlin, next day Dublin, other day UK, then I'm just like functioning, and I just focus on staying healthy and staying okay to follow up the thing. But at the same time, you know, this is just the result of the previous 3 months of work that you've put into. So I really always like see those things like that way. There's a time for me to focus on creating, and there's a time of isolation and not being all over the place. And then there's a time of getting out there and earning the let's say the
rewards, the rewards,
yeah,
of
the
of
rewards,
the work.
Yeah.
So
and that's
there's a real seasonality to
that's
how you
interesting.
work during the year, right? Oh, it's pretty cool.
So when do you find time to make a music video between all that? I mean, geez, you know, you got to do the touring, you got to make the music, produce it, get it out there, promote it, do the tour, and it's like, when do you do the music video, man? Like, it's crazy.
I think the music video, at the end of the day, if you really have like a song where you say, I believe so much in that song that I feel it deserves a video, that's number one. And when this, mostly like I always say, like, it's not you searching for the video, it's more like the video searches for you, right? In that way that you say, wow, that song is like so amazing, I cannot run away from making a music video for it. Right. So when that happens, then I'm like, so it becomes such a priority that I'm like, where am I going to be? Am I going to be in Germany? Okay, I have so contacts. Let me reach out to them. What's the offer? When are you free? What can we do? And then it's like a thing of like, it's a short planning. Yeah. And then the shooting days are probably like 1, 2, maybe the highest that I ever did was 3, not more. So and 3 was even like a maximum, and that was based on bad planning. That's why we had to do 3. Otherwise it could have been done in like 1 or 2. So and then like shooting the video, and then like I just wait for the final results, and then I'm like, shooting the video is actually is the most fun part to me. Even
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
The damn editing, once you get in there, that's the magic. The magic of editing is where it all happens. So
yeah.
I've been on the receiving end of you, where you're like, Nigel, could you do a video for me? And I'm like, okay, Niki. And then you send me this voice message, and you're telling me all these ideas, and I'm like, okay, I'll do my best.
Super cool. But I like the part at the beginning when AJ is standing at the airport, and it kind of like shows the display, like how you got to the airport. I know it's just 1 minute and it will take a little bit more time, but maybe we can speed it up and then get the scene when I'm coming to at the airport out, when I'm greeting the people, that we have more from the greetings, and maybe reduce a little bit of something else, and maybe like give it some letters like Niki Tall in Japan. That's the rest is everything else is perfect.
So I don't know if you remember, but you wanted a video.
Sure.
You sent me a voice message. It was pretty intense. I was like, okay, I can do that. So, so yeah, it's you have an idea and you want it done the right way.
Yeah. That's in a way like when I say, okay, there's a project like going on and it has to be done, then you will you always have to find someone that shares your vision and shares your idea of bringing the project into like a visual concept. And once when this is done, then it's good to go.
You tapped visual concept. Does that mean storyboarding, or is that like drawing on a paper? Like, what is your thought process? Are you actually writing it down, or like, is it just because it's in your head?
Like
I know it's in your head.
The way I did it to you, like it could be over a voice note.
Yeah, you did a voicemail, which you love using the voice. I know that. You're like, long message about what you want to say, right? So is it mostly voice, or is it actually like writing down on a paper? Like it actually like, here's me, Stickman, on a mountain, I want the drone shot to come around,
I actually mostly do it that way. When I like that's the way. Like for example, like next Monday, Tuesday, we're gonna shoot in Hamburg with a 21-year-old guy. Okay. And like last week, I was in Hamburg already, and I took like my co-partner of the label with me and the artist we are shooting for. And I said, you know what? Let's all meet together and have like a lunch, and then just sit down on a good vibe, like everything on me, so everybody feels comfortable from the beginning, you know. And then just sit down and let's come up with a structure of what we can do, what is possible, what's the budget, what do we want, and how can we get it done in the next 2 weeks, that on the day of shooting we don't have any logistical problems anymore.
I see.
And that's how I go about it.
Yeah. Cool. Would you say it's a 5-take kind of idea? So it could be multiple takes. So the song is quite long. It's 2-3 minutes long. And then, there's a shot. My friend said it best. He said when he does a music video, they actually play the song in the car. So while they're driving the car, they're all singing the song. And then they'll sing the song again in another area and then another area. And then when it comes to the editing, they kind of splice it all together. Yeah. Because they were listening to the song in real time and stuff. So I think that's what I want to know is, like, as a filmmaker, how do I make a music video with my musician? We're going to play the music, you're going to sing it, and we're going to hear it, and it's going to match up correctly, right? So I'm assuming that's kind of how you guys do it, right? So,
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Got it. All right, boys. Any other questions for Mr. Niki Tall?
I think I've had quite a lot of insight here.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I mean, I'm coming away from this interview just having like a really nice, like humble opinion of you. Like, wow, like this guy, you're going places.
Thanks a lot.
Just the way you talk about other people like really stands out. So I really respect that.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was same thing here. Like you give a very like humble vibe. Like when you started talking about how you like gave everything to the director to do, and I was like, wow, that's impressive.
I think it comes a lot too, being in Nigeria and Africa, man. It's such an awesome country. I've been dealing with a lot of Nigerians. They're the most humble, nicest people I've ever worked with. They pay well. They pay on time. They're punctual. They know what they want. I mean, I love working with some of the guys I work with. They're really great guys. So I think it's rubbing off on you that African,
big shout out to my job people. I have to say.
I think that's what it is.
Let's mention the positive things, man. Let's mention the that's what I'm always for, because that's like a big problem. That's a big problem over here, like in Europe, that like everything positive is normal and everything bad is bad. And that's such a bad situation to live in, and that's something that I love so much about Nigeria and so much about Africa. When something is good, when something is bad, but not like everything good is just like normal. That's so unimpressive, and that's really what I like.
Yeah, the way you described it just now, I recognize that as well in my home country of Iceland. I think it really applies to European countries in general. I don't know. It's something about the mindset.
That's the problem that I feel that we have over here in Europe, especially like North Europe. As colder as it gets to the north, as colder the people get with those things, you know, and with the excitement, you know.
How does France come into all this?
Yeah. So the takeaway is that you should more focus and recognize like good things and be more grateful for them instead of just like
100%.
like taking them for granted. Right.
Totally.
Yeah, in France, we also do a lot of complaining about everything. Like everyone's always complaining about everything in France.
Come on.
That sucks.
Ain't got time for that. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we've done a good job with Niki. I think we should let him go. I think he's got to get back to making his music over there, and
gotta unpause your life a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
All right, nice. Yeah, I like we're ending it on a very positive vibe.
Yeah,
and
that was
I mean everything that we've discussed.
That was great. You made my day great already. Like nothing.
That's awesome. Yeah, same here.
Anymore.
All right, cool. All right, thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Awesome, Niki. All right, we're going to conclude it up. So that has been our interview with Niki Tall today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to be putting this up on our usual LeFilmNation.com, which goes over to iTunes, Spotify, all those wonderful places where you can just hear the podcast if you want that. We'll also put this version up on YouTube so you can actually visually see us talking and things like that. And that's about it, guys. So Niki Tall, thanks for being with us today,
Niki,
man. Yeah.
Actually, well, maybe you should just get a chance to just drop all the links that you want to share as well.
Yeah.
So where all our audience members can go to find you, listen to you, and find your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like for those ones, first of all, like I think if you go on Google and you just type in Niki Tall, which is like NIKITALL, then you are linked to my YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. So if you type in Niki Tall, it's gonna be shown. So, and I have a small gift for this one. We're gonna finish it up with that one.
Oh wow,
a gift.
That's my latest album, right?
Oh, nice.
And first of all, for you, all four of you, I think, Nigel, you don't even have one hard copy of that one too, right?
I don't have a hard copy yet, no.
No. So that one is like a real CD, because last time when I did my album, I was like, okay, we are in days of Spotify and streaming and all that. So first of all, for everybody watching the interview, number one, probably I cannot send everyone a hard copy, but what you guys can do is search me up on social media, search me up on Instagram. And what is the name of that show here right now? So we have like a hashtag for it.
LeFilmNation.
LeFilmNation.
Yeah.
LeFilmNation.
The FilmNation.
We'll give you the links. Yeah, we'll give you everything.
Okay, the FilmNation. So my people, as you're watching this interview, if you watch it to the end, very big shout out from me here, all the way from Germany. Search me up on Instagram and write me a message with hashtag FilmNation. Then I know you saw the interview, and then in return you're gonna get a free download link for this album. So you have all the songs for free.
Wow, that's really generous.
And for you four guys, Nigel, William, and
John.
just send me your address and I will ship it over to you.
Awesome.
Wow,
incredible.
Man.
Wow,
awesome. Thank you very much, man. That's awesome. I definitely want. I want the Boyo Boyo Ai song. I want that in my car.
It's on there. It's on there.
Shot me, boom my leg, boom my leg.
I want to pump it through the speakers. So good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Woo! That's awesome. Thank you so much, Niki. That's been awesome.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. Peace.
Peace.
All the best.